Morning. It's rainy, and that's okay. We're outside playing, and um, I want to tell you something that happened the other day. So, I'm in the middle of writing a book, and I know a few people who are writing books, and I know one is almost finished and getting ready to do, like they have some booked appointments for some bookstores that they're going to go see, and it's so very exciting, and I'm excited for them. And I have to tell you that because I went through it just the other day, really excited for them and happy for them, and then ego came and decided to put some stuff in my head and start freaking me out. And oh, how are you going to do that? How are you going to like do the meet and greets at a bookstore? And how do you? And then I like started like getting my whole anxiety of, oh no, I gotta meet people, and I gotta like go talk to people, and I gotta and my shy self, my little shy self, was scared. And I went, what am I going to do? And then I went, wait a minute. This whole time I've been practicing stuff. I'm writing about stuff, and I know how to handle it, and I know how to do it. And you know what? Maybe I don't have to go to a bookstore. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe that's not the way that I choose to publish a book. Maybe there's different ways to publish books, and there's different ways to do things, and everybody does things differently all the time. Going to a bookstore is just one way to meet people, but there's tons of other ways to meet people, and there's tons of other ways to do things. And you know what? I'm not even there yet, so I don't even have to worry about it. But it was really interesting, a real eye opener for me, because I realized that I wasn't paying attention to my own thoughts. And this is what I've been practicing. And sometimes when something happens, we just get, oh yeah, and we can change it real fast. It didn't happen real fast. Well, it did, but like as soon as I realized what I was doing, but I allowed that whole scared energy to come, and then I had to fill myself back up with positive energy, right? But I mean, the more you sit in that, and so the rest of the day I was just observing and not absorbing. Well, trying. I was really working on it, trying to observe and not absorb. There were times where I caught myself, but even my husband could tell I was on a different vibration, and because I was quiet, because I was observing, like, oh, that's an interesting feeling. It's an interesting thought. Am I why am I still? And I questioned myself, why am I still so, like, I don't know if I want to go this way. I don't know if I want to go that way. Like, like unsure. That's a good way to put it. And it's interesting when you allow yourself to observe yourself. And so that's what I did that day, is I just became quiet. And every time a thought came up, I went, that is an interesting thought, but I'm just going to be okay, knowing that I'm okay in every moment, in everything that happens, and whatever is supposed to be for me will happen. I'm just going to keep taking my baby steps, and if I happen to get a date for a bookstore, then that will be okay too. I will go through the motion. I'm going to go through the motion. I'm not going to force anything anymore. Life for me is all about going with the flow. And if it feels good, I'm going to do it. And if it feels not so good, and depending on what kind of not so good like, ugh, yuck, that's gross. Or do I have to push myself? Is this something that I really have to do, to get to the next level. But when I'm there, when I'm at that part, I can think about it. I don't have to ever worry about it. And I can spend time deciding what it is I really want. Majority of us don't even know what we want. We don't know what we want. So what does the final outcome look like? Yeah, you write a book. Then what? Who are you then? I've already written a book, Life with Matt. And that was big for me. So this other book is also a big step. But what do I want that to look like? Who do I want to play in that process? And who do I want to be? Like, what's my big dream? We stop dreaming. We stop dreaming big. What do I want my life to look like? And what do I want me to look like? And I think spending time with you is so important, not just for self-care, because self-care is so, so important, but to imagine, what do you want your life to look like after this part? And don't freak out about it. And I mean long term. So 5 years, 10 years. What do you want next year to look like? Even listening to a book, 21 Ways to Success, I think. I can't remember, but I'll write it in the comments or in the post. But it's by Brian Tracy. And I knew the first name, but my last name was getting stuck on me. And I listened to that, and so I started, what is it I want? I know what I want in certain areas, but so I know what my goal is, but who do I want to be in that goal? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be, basically? Who do you want to be? What do you want out of life? And what is it that you want to experience, like in life? There's so many different things that you can do, have, be, and create in your own life. But if you don't know what it is, you're never going to. So what is it that is scaring you, first of all, from keeping you from whatever it is you're wanting to do? And is it real, or is it make-believe? And 2, what do you want for you? Who do you want to be? Who is the person who receives that? It was a really interesting process. So, like I said, I kept going through the process and just observing, not absorbing that day. But there were so many things that came up for me, and it was really interesting. And I realized that the only person who was affecting me was me. It was the thought I had about that, or the thought I had about that, or the thought I had about that. And even though I thought that I've gotten to a certain place in my life where I'm realizing my thoughts, I realize that I still allow ego, edging good out, to take hold, right? And when you allow ego to take hold, excuse me, could you get your baby? Where'd her baby go? Oh, there, she's got it. When you allow ego to take over, then you're just following a fake you into a place where no good happens, unfortunately, because you're edging good out, right? And the thoughts that I was having, which I thought were I was aware of, I wasn't completely aware of, and I realized, oh, yes, ego is sneaky, for sure. I've ended up listening to ego many times, but we don't have to. We don't have to listen at all, and we don't have to get angst or upset or anything like that. But what we can do is choose better thoughts. So we have to pay attention to our thoughts. We have to create the thoughts we want to have a better life. We have to decide who we want to be, and then continue down that path. There have been many times in my life where people have left me, have decided that, for whatever reason, some just walk away and that's fine, and some they create drama and leave. But whatever it is, that has nothing to do with who you are. That has to do with who they are. And the same with you. When you leave somebody and you unfriend them, or that's about you and not about them. You get to choose who you want to be in every moment. You get to choose what your life looks like. You get to choose who you're going to be friends with or not be friends with. When you're changing your life, when you're choosing what's best for you, that's okay. It is okay to choose what is best for you because it's your life. And sometimes that'll mean that you let go of people who really love you or people you really love, but you have to let them go to grow. And that's okay. It's hard. It's hard to do that, I know, but that's okay because you are worth it. You choose you all the time. And whether you remember to pay attention to your thoughts or not, and whether you take that next step or not, and whether you decide that life is good or not. I had a great conversation with Loki yesterday because because there was so much happening and his thoughts were all over the place. And I was having a great conversation on when you aren't paying attention to your thoughts and to what you're creating in your life, gossip will be easy to come to you. Criticizing people will be easy to come to you. Ego has a way, always. And once you get into the habit of listening to ego, you get into the habit of being controlled by ego. And when you're in control by ego, it's so easy for anybody and everybody else to control you because you're not paying attention to you. You are not naturally angry. You are not naturally fearful or anxious. They all come from thoughts you are having about you, about life, about what's going to happen. Anxiety is what's going to happen. Fear is and depression is what happened and what's happening, but still the same. And we get stuck in our past and stuck in our future, and we're never here in the present. And the reason why it's called a present is because it's a gift, but we don't focus on it. We don't spend time here. It is the moments that you make memories of, right? The present, right here, right now. So when I was, like I said, when I was focusing on, and I got that anxious feeling and anxiety came right over me, and I'm like, oh, I can't. There's no way. And then I went, wait a minute, that's in the future. I don't even have to worry about that right now or think about that right now. And so there are people who are able to do that stuff because they're people. My husband could go and sit for hours talking about anything, a game, sit at a table and show off his art or whatever. But for me, that takes a lot. Even being able to stand in front of people takes a lot for me. I can do it. I've done it. I know I can. But it's still, I have to remind myself, I'm an introvert, so I like being at my own space, in my own place, and that's okay. It's okay. Introverts can still be extroverts, and extroverts can still be introverts. We can balance both of them, but it's all a matter of not allowing yourself to stop you. Letting go of all the thoughts of you can't, because you can. You really, really, really can, no matter what it is. Choose to be who you want to be in every moment. And when you take a day to just be quiet and to allow, whew, what an amazing experience you will have. I am so grateful for this process. Self-care, so important. Taking time. So when I got that feeling, and then I played around with Loki, and then something else happened and it triggered something else, and then I went, okay, you know what? No, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to clean my patio. I'm going to sit with myself for a minute, and I'm going to align who I want to be, who I want to be. And I did. And I let go of all those thoughts, and I let go of all those thoughts, and I let go of all those thoughts, and then I had a better day, and everything seemed to flow. And then yesterday when I woke up, I choose a better day. I didn't think about what happened the day before. I didn't bring it into this brand new day. I had a great day yesterday. I did what I wanted to do. Today, I woke up. I have a great day. I'm standing outside. It's not raining anymore, but it was. And it's wonderful. We need the rain. So I'm not upset that I'm outside with the dogs in the rain. I love it. I love it. You get to choose you. You get to choose who you want to be in every moment. Yes, it takes practice. And Rose is being a butthead. She's going to roll in dirt. I guess I get to wash a dog today. Twisted, you get to wash a dog today. Clary. Fenris is a good boy. You get to choose. So there would have been times I would have been upset with her for rolling in dirt, and now it's like, whatever, I just got to wash her. Not a big deal. You choose you. You choose who you want to be in every moment. Choose what makes you happy and not anxious. Choose what makes you grateful and not depressed. Because you're worth it. You are so worth loving you. You are enough. You really are. You get to choose to be who you want to be. It is the hardest thing, not really, but it really is. It's not hard to realize this, but it really is. It takes so much practice to remember it, to remember the type of person you can be. So, like, I'll just give you few examples. Some of the things that would bug me is people parking outside my house. They're not coming to see me. Don't park in front of my house. You want to park down, like, I have a long house, so it takes up a lot of the street. It's a huge property, actually, but and you want to park down further, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that, although it's still my area of the street. It's like whatever, but don't park in front of my doorway, right? And I don't know why it bothered me so much. Or my driveway. Like, don't park in front of my driveway. And it was just like a respect thing. But for me, it's like, now I look at it and I go, why does that even matter? You know, why does that bother me so much? So I allowed it to bother me for a long time and realized that that's not suiting me. Get your baby. Get your baby. No. Excuse me. Baby. It's right there. No, wrong way. She's lost her baby. Right here, Rose. It's right there. And so I would allow it to bother me. Then I realized that I'm only hurting me because I'm not hurting the person who's or that I think is disrespecting me, that's parking outside in front of my house, right? That's not who is getting it. It's me. I'm holding it inside myself, right? Or whoever's around me, or for that matter, Rose, who would get upset. Like just now, that was really good. That was really good. But I couldn't figure out how to train her, so I got really mad at myself and her, but mostly myself, because I was not able to figure out how to train her, and I thought I was a really good dog trainer until Rose. You can do anything, be anything, have anything. Training Rose became a challenge, and so I just figured, okay. And then I thought about, I stripped away everything that I knew. Every trainer, everything that told me, yes, I took her for training. Yes, they told me to keep a muzzle on her all the time. Yes, I don't feel like doing that. There's other trainings too that I'm working with her, and we've been with for a couple of years now, which is recallers, and it's really good. But she's really learning, because I had to strip away everything that I thought I knew about dog training. I had to throw away all the trainers, all the training, all the thought process, and I had to go back inside myself and be a confident person to know how I can train her, because that's what is important. You need to know you can do it. And I had to take every day as it came, instead of thinking, oh, she already knows this, which she did, but for whatever strange reason, she was a challenge for sure. But I could take it personally. I could allow ego to take all the good out, or I could continue to work on myself and take care of myself, filling myself up with love, knowing that it is up to me. All of it is up to me, 100% up to me. No, I have no control over Rose. Who she's going to be is up to her. Even with all the training, even the best trained dogs mess up. Even the best trained dogs can have an anger issue once in a while. It just happens. They mess up, they get upset, whatever the reason is, they don't like that other dog or person or whatever. It just happens. It just happens. That happens. But for you to believe in you, trust you, change your thoughts, and be more supportive of yourself. Be your best cheerleader, because you're worth it. You are worth it. You deserve better from you. You can do it if you know what it is you want to do. Start focusing on the present. Start being here, be now, be grateful. Let go of the past. There's nothing you can do with it except the memories and the lessons. That's it. That's all you got. My eyes irritated, you can tell. You get to choose who you want to be. And if you don't know who you want to be, like in the future, then it's time to spend time thinking about that and working towards that goal. If you want to be a homeowner, what does it feel like to be a homeowner? If you want to be a coach, what kind of clientele do you want to coach? If you want to be a realtor, what would it feel like? What would it look like? How would it? And just envision it. And then work yourself towards that. If you want to be an author, what would that look like? What would it look like to be confident sitting there selling your books at a table? What would it look like to have people come up and talk to you about your books, about who you are, about how you experience this, about whatever? What would that be like? How can you get yourself in that vibration? How can you create that for yourself? The future isn't here. You don't have to be anxious about it. Put yourself, the person you are now, put that to the right now. This is who you are. And the person you're going to be when that comes is going to be a different person. So you can't be that person right now, but you can work towards that person. I mean, you could actually, if you decided, okay, I want to be that person, but you don't have all the knowledge. It's like riding a bike, learning to drive a car. You got to take baby steps on how to do it, right? So the first day you may fall. The first time out you may stumble. The first time you may, whatever it is, right? But you're going to get there. You're going to figure it all out. So don't worry about it. Take baby steps. Trust the process and go with the flow. Let go of what isn't working and move towards what is working, because you're worth it. I love you.